Morning, Bulldog fans, and welcome to UNC Asheville Bulldog Update. Hi, I'm Mike Orr, joined by head men's basketball coach Nick McDevitt. Bulldogs on a two-game winning streak, Coach. Bulldogs playing some good basketball right now, aren't they?
We are. We're playing well. We felt like we were making improvements through a lot of those early road games, and starting to pay off for us right now.
Coach, we look at the first home game last Thursday night against Bluefield, and a team you should beat, but a dangerous team nevertheless. But the Bulldogs really played well for 40 minutes, I thought, in that game.
We really did. I thought we defended well. They're a smaller team, but really quick. They're athletic, got two really good guards, and they were good in transition. And we were able to defend them pretty well, stuck to the game plan, and it was a very good team win for us.
You had a huge height advantage, and you really used that to your advantage with a big rebounding advantage, which you should have done, but sometimes in games like this you cannot follow the game plan. People can freelance, but again, as we talked about earlier, is you guys really stuck to the game plan and really used that height advantage to a great effect.
That was one of the keys to the game going in for us. We really wanted to dominate the glass, and we were able to hold a 51-21 rebounding advantage. So with that big of an advantage, it really paid off for us.
DJ Cunningham, who's missed 3 games because of a knee injury, comes on back, and I know you didn't play DJ as much as he'd probably like to play in that game, but he was he was a man among boys out there with 8 of 9 from the field, 16 points. He really did a nice job. Nice to have DJ back, wasn't it?
It was great to have him back. 16 points in 14 minutes. He really kept the game simple for himself. Used his size advantage, stayed near the basket, and had a lot of easy ones, several dunks, several tip-ins, and really played well for us.
I thought we also ran the break well as well throughout the night. Did a good job in transition, both offensively and defensively.
Again, one of the things that Bluefield likes to do is get out and score in transition. So we knew we needed to get back and contain their guards. They've got 2 guards in Marion and Grisby that those 2 guys are quick and they're good. And we needed to be able to get back in transition defense in order to contain them and keep them out of the lane for the major part of the game.
All right, let's look at the happy highlights from that UNC Asheville win over Bluefield, 92-56. Here we go. DJ finishing nicely, Coach.
Again, he was able to do a nice job staying near the basket. A good pass out to Rousey right there for an open 3. So thought DJ had a nice overall game.
Jerron Lane did some good things as well. Nice pass from Andrew Rousey there. And this is the way to finish in transition as well.
Jerron's really coming along, playing strong right now after missing a year and a half of basketball. So really happy with his progression as well right now. And here's a nice post move, a hook shot that Jalil Roberts has really been working on a lot. So really happy with his progression as well.
Nice play by David Roberts, who had a career-high 6 assists in the win. Nice move by DJ.
Good high-low action here between Chu and DJ. Our post players work on that daily, and there were several plays in this game where we were able to be effective with our high-low action with our two big players.
Andrew Rousey going left side for a layup, and here's a nice pass, Giacomo Zili to Jalil.
Again, high-low action between 2 post players. Here's another high-low action, and the other post player able to get it back. So they're doing a nice job playing with each other within the framework of our offense, and it showed.
Coach, you had 5 players in double figures in the win. One player who wasn't was Sam Hughes, but Sam did other things with a career-high 11 rebounds, and he's just a guy that we kind of expected to kind of help us off the bench, then has had to move into the starting lineup with Will Weeks' injury. But Sam just does something good every game, and I'm just really impressed with his development.
He's coming along quickly, actually. As you said, his role might have been different a month ago than it is now, but he's starting to affect the game, and we've talked to a lot of our players, all of our players, about trying to have a positive impact on the game without just scoring the basketball. And Sam's really starting to do that. Had 5 assists in one game, had 11 rebounds in another, so he's starting to impact the game in a lot of ways. Obviously, we've talked about the way he scored the ball for about a 5-game stretch there of a couple of 16-point outings, a 21-point outing, but now he's also starting to do those other things that help teams win.
Coach, an all-freshman backcourt, a lot of attention to Andrew Rousey, who's just done a great job for the Bulldogs since day one. And then David Robertson moved into the starting backcourt a couple of games ago, and 6 assists in that win with 10 points against Bluefield, and we'll see some of his great action against USC Upstate, and he's named Big South Freshman of the Week this week. But David is really coming around as well, isn't he?
He really is. He's gotten a lot of experience here early in the season, playing a lot of minutes, and it's paying off for him. And sometimes those minutes are just minutes. You really don't, some players don't learn from their mistakes and also figure out what's working well. David is not one of those players. He's really using his experience here to his advantage, and is playing nicely for us. As you mentioned, he was the Freshman of the Week in the Big South, and real happy for David right now.
You know, we've talked about how injuries, we don't want to have them, but sometimes that's, that gives other people opportunities. And one player I can think of is Chudy Paul, a player that started out here a couple years ago, went to Roan State, now is back here, and you probably were hoping to use him, maybe wait a little later in the season to get some experience. He's had to play, but I thought Chudy's development here the past month has really been amazing, and we saw some good things out of him against Bluefield. We'll see some stuff out against USC Upstate, but I know you have to be pleased with how Chudy Paul's coming around.
Really am. Chu is a player that likes to play to his strengths and is smart enough to do so. He's 6'9", about 255 pounds. He's really strong, and he uses it. He gets around the basket, has made some nice post moves for us this year, has some big rebounds for us, and he's playing well, and he's going to be a key part of how far this team goes this year.
And Coach, was nice to be at home, wasn't it?
It sure was. After a lot of games on the road early, it was nice to get back here to Kimmel Arena.
All right, Coach. Bulldogs next one up to USC Upstate, and had a great win, and we'll talk about that USC Upstate win right after this UNC Asheville Bulldog update timeout.
It's the best time of the year. It's time for UNC Asheville Bulldog basketball. UNC Asheville's legacy is what drives us and brings us to the dawn of a new era. Bring your family to watch exciting NCAA men's and women's basketball. Tickets are affordable. Get your tickets now, because it's your city and your team.
If you sometimes take the long route just to see what you might discover, if you enjoy finding the art in science and the science in art, if you want to design a career and not just find a job, if you won't give up until you figure it out, then we have just the place for you. University of North Carolina, Asheville.
There's a place where past vacation memories are talked about and shared for a lifetime, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 60 miles of picture-perfect beachline will take your breath away, but leave your wallet happy, because you shouldn't have to sacrifice on your family vacation. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Experience so much more for so much less, and leave with memories to last a lifetime.
Welcome back to UNC Asheville Bulldog Update. Hi, I'm Mike Gore, along with head men's basketball coach Nick McDevitt. Coach, Bulldogs last Sunday got to USC Upstate. We've developed a pretty good rivalry with them. Fourth straight year we've played them. The previous 3 games had gone down to the wire, and this is a very good team that Eddie Payne has down there, a team that beat Virginia Tech to open the season. And it's a good ball club, and and this was going to be a tough game on Sunday, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Eddie Payne does a terrific job with that program down there at USC Upstate. As you mentioned, they started the season out with a win against Virginia Tech, beat Western Carolina a couple days later. So they started the season out with several nice wins, and they're a good ball club. We've had several close games with them over the last 3 or 4 years here, and we knew this was going to be a tough one heading down there.
Bulldogs get the win, and Bulldogs now 2-0 in the Palmetto State this year as he knocked off College of Charleston on November 15th and then knocked off USC Upstate on December 15th, Coach. And I thought throughout the game, and we'll look at the highlights here, this is where playing Duke, this is where playing Kentucky, this is where playing Rhode Island, this is where playing East Carolina, playing teams like that really helped the Bulldogs down the stretch.
It sure did. You want to play those early season tough games and learn what it takes to win on the road against tough teams. And we're going to have to do that this year to win our league. We're going to have to do that to win the Big South tournament. It's going to be at Coastal Carolina this year. Tough place to play. We'll be playing good teams down there. So this early season, a lot of these early season road tests, Kentucky, Duke, Rhode Island, East Carolina, Norfolk State, and on, have really started to make our team battle tested. And I thought that started to show as Upstate was trying to make a run on us late in the second half. I thought we showed a lot of poise, a lot of composure, and it was certainly a key factor in us pulling out a big win down there this past weekend.
Yeah, Coach, Bulldogs built a 9-point lead at halftime, got up to 16 early in the second half, but you know they're going to make a run. They're just too good of a club that we're just going to win by 30 points and stuff, and they did make a run like we thought they would, but just each time the Bulldogs just seemed to have an answer.
Well, again, we knew they were going to make their run. They're a good team. They're a veteran team. They're top 6 players. They have 4 seniors and 2 juniors, guys that have played with each other, have played a lot of big games with each other. So we knew that a run was coming, and it was just going to be a matter of how we handled it. And I thought our team did a very nice job of, again, keeping their composure. They pressed us a lot during that game, and 14 turnovers is a little too high. But having 14 turnovers against a good team like that who pressed from really tip to buzzer wasn't too bad.
All right, let's see those highlights as UNC Asheville takes on USC Upstate now at the Hodge Center. And the Bulldogs get off to a good start, Coach.
Good inside-out action with DJ and Andrew. It's tough to double down on DJ when you've got a shooter of Andrew's caliber standing outside on the three-point line. There's a nice move, good left-handed layup in traffic for David Robertson.
Bulldogs were trailed by 6 midway through the first half, but then went on a 15-2 run led by the 2 freshmen.
Both freshmen played well with 19 and 18 points each. And there was a big basket by Sam Hughes and another basket here in traffic for Sam. I thought he had a nice game as well.
Did a good job on the boards and also had 5 assists in the win. And there's Robertson hitting a shot right before the shot clock went off and right before halftime, which was a big bucket, gave Asheville a 9-point lead at halftime.
It was a big bucket. Here's DJ and Andrew again executing on a baseline out of bounds play. That was another big bucket for us.
Bulldogs, as we said, built a 16-point lead, and Upstate steadily came back, but the Bulldogs constantly had answers to kind of hurt that comeback. There was no 8-0 runs. There might have been a 4-0 run, then there was a bucket by the Bulldogs.
I thought that each time they really started to try to make that big run, we had some baskets like this one here from David Robertson. They kind of turned the momentum back in our favor. And then, again, here's another play that David makes in transition. Those are key baskets in that game.
Yep, when they tried to press full court and stuff, there's a big basket for DJ Cunningham. That was a key play as Upstate had finally gotten that lead below 10 points, down to 7, and DJ answers, and really the whole Bulldogs answers. They broke the press. DJ finishes with authority, makes the free throw, and gives the Asheville a 10-point lead. They got it to 7 a couple more times, but what a job from the free throw line from the Bulldogs. We need to talk about Jerron Lane, who didn't score in the first half, but went 12 of 12 from the line, finished with 14 points, and he had to make some big one-on-ones. Not a whole lot of fouls called in the second half, and it was good officiating both ways. They let the teams play. So when Jerron had to go to the line, he had to shoot one-on-ones, not 2 shots, and he was great at the foul line, wasn't he? He played like a senior.
He sure did. He stepped up as fifth-year seniors are supposed to, and he did. Stepped up, make some real big free throws, as you mentioned. 12 for 12 by Jerron, but also 21 for 24 by our team. So big free throws down the stretch that kind of kept Upstate at bay. It never got to really a 2-possession game late in the game. We were always up 3 possessions or more, 7 or more points. So nice job by our team.
And Torrey Craig, their great player, who finished with 19 points. And you talked about afterwards how we did a pretty good job on him, but he still had 19 points. But in critical times, I thought Jerron and our defense did a nice job at him and never got him to get going, did we?
We did a nice job collectively, not just on Torrey Craig, but with their team. Again, USC Upstate's a good basketball team.
No question.
It was a great win for us to hold that team to 23 points in the first half and 63 points for the game. We had to do the job defensively, and but it also speaks to the talent of Torrey Craig. You talk about a quiet 19. There's not too many players out there that can get 20 on a nightly basis in college basketball. He's one of them, And to kind of have the so-called off night and still come up with 19 points, he's a special player.
Coach, I want to talk about one exchange or one possession where we got like 5 offensive rebounds, and I thought really out-hustled USC Upstate, and that's what Coach Payne said afterwards. Felt like our team was just a little more ready to play and out-hustled them a couple of times, and it was Upstate was starting to make a little run that got it, I think, down to 12 or maybe to 10 or so, and we got like 4 or 5 offensive rebounds, ran off like 3 minutes on the clock, and just the way you designed it, Chudia Paul knocking down a 16-footer.
It was a great possession, a long possession. But there was some, as we went back and watched the film and shared it with our team, there were some hustle plays in there that kept the ball alive. It wasn't always, the shot wasn't always a smart shot or the shot that we intended, but guys were crashing, helping each other, gang rebounding, blocking out, and that's what it takes to win games. Even when your teammates make mistakes, is to be able to pick them up by doing things yourself. And I just thought our effort was there, our hustle was there. The guys collectively had a great attitude for the game, and that was a big possession. You know, to hold the ball 2.5 minutes, and it wasn't holding the ball under your arm. It was playing. To make a team have to play defense for 2.5 minutes and end it with a bucket was certainly something I haven't seen happen too many times.
Well, Coach, we started a homestand last night against Virginia Intermont, and then have our next 3 at home against UNC Wilmington, Ohio University, and Presbyterian College. It's nice to be home for a while, isn't it?
It is. Looking forward to the holidays here, but also it's nice to be back in Asheville here at Kimmel Arena. Going to be some tough ball games. You know, the first and foremost, we have to play Virginia Intermont. But after the holidays, having UNC Wilmington and Ohio U, 2 very good basketball teams in here, will be a tough challenge for our team. All
right, Coach, thanks so much for coming on by today. Happy holidays to you and your family, and look forward to some wins at the end of December and in 2014 as well.
Sounds great, Mike.
All right, that's head men's basketball coach Nick McDevitt. We'll be back with head women's coach Brenda Mock-Kirkpatrick right after this timeout.
These are the sultans of shirts versus skins. The graceful gods of imaginary buzzer beaters. Where win or go home means a walk through the garage. And your shining moment is spelled H-O-R-S-E. Welcome to the dance, Cinderella, and let the madness begin. Ingles, your official sponsor of Driveway Basketball.
It's the best time of the year. It's time for UNC Asheville Bulldog basketball. UNC Asheville's legacy is what drives us and brings us to the dawn of a new era. Bring your family to watch exciting NCAA men's and women's basketball. Tickets are affordable. Get your tickets now because it's your city and your team.
Welcome back to UNC Asheville Bulldog Update. This is Mike Gore along with head women's basketball coach Brenda Mock-Kirkpatrick. Coach, we've played 10 games, about a third of the season's over with. Of course, I've got all our conference games coming up and everything. And Coach, just how would you feel like your team's progressing at this point of the season?
Mike, I really think that we're not too far off from what we expected with this young group. We know that there are going to be some inexperienced players out there learning by fire through game experience. You know, we've had some good things happen. We've had some great wins for the program, and then also we've had some rough points. So the goal right now is for individuals to get better and work on some skill work, and then also get better collectively.
Coach played North Carolina A&T, a very, very good MEAC team. It's probably going to win their conference this season. They started off 7-1, and just a tough loss for the Bulldogs on Wednesday night, or excuse me, on Tuesday night. But off to a good start. Had some good things happen, but A&T just a little too experienced for the Bulldogs. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, like you said, they're experienced, they were strong, they had a great perimeter game and a great inside game. 2 kids that are 6'3" on their team. We knew we were going to have our hands full. You know, at the beginning of the game, I really think that we were battling and playing through some of our mistakes. You know, they were turning the ball over, we were turning the ball over. It wasn't exactly a display of great basketball on Tuesday night. And really, our turnovers, we had 16 in the first half and gave them some easy buckets. And I felt like we weren't as composed as they were, especially down the stretch. They really stole the momentum in that game, and we never really responded appropriately.
Yeah, Coach, you're down 10, and they made a nice run right before the half to get to 29-25, and then they made that run to get up 11 at the half and kept going at the start of the second half with some easy buckets, Coach, and that'd be frustrating.
Well, yeah, we knew, they stole the momentum going right into halftime, and we had to come out and start strong, and we ended up giving them an easy bucket right out of the half and then turning the ball over on our first offensive possession, which is really not something we want to do coming out of halftime or anytime you call a timeout. You want to execute and you want to respond. And last night we didn't do that. It was a great learning experience. We knew, like I said, that they were going to be a tough team, and that's why they were on the schedule. We want to challenge ourselves in our non-conference so we can get ready for conference play, which is coming up. And there's a lot to learn from that game. We want to play the best to see where we measure up, and obviously we've got some room for improvement.
All right, Coach, let's look at the highlights from the game against the North Carolina A&T Aggies at Kimmel Arena. And there's Shanice knocking down a jumper early.
Yeah, we really had some good looks early in the game last night and executed. As you can see there, they're pressuring us hard. That's Paige Love, a great runner, and an and one.
Bulldogs playing some tough defense here. There's a block by Weaver, and the Bulldogs get the rebound, and here's Jada Brayboy.
And there's Shatori Major. A bright spot last night in our game was that Shatori got to play some minutes. Really expecting her to grow and get better from that.
There's Jenny Buckner knocking down a three. Bulldogs did a good job from the three-point line in the first half, going 5 for 8.
I've really been impressed with the play of Tiana lately. She was really gritty last night, played hard, obviously hit some great buckets for us down the stretch. I think she went 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Here she is again.
This has a quick release and a career-high 15 points for her, also career-high 8 rebounds as well. Here's a nice block by the Bulldogs. Paige Love saying, get that out of here.
Again, I thought Tiana was our most aggressive player last night, which is promising because she's a freshman, and another great look.
And good hustle by Tiana to get that loose ball and score. Off the inbounds play here, nice move. Paige Love scoring in traffic. And here's Shatori Major knocking down a nice shot.
Good outside in from Tyler Smith. Tyler's been giving us some good minutes as well. Tacey Trammell got in the game last night. I thought she played well for us.
There's Tiana again scoring, nice play. As UNC Asheville falls to North Carolina A&T, but Coach, you talked about Tiana a little bit, because they talked about 15 points, 8 rebounds, and a player that just seems to get better with each game.
I think Tiana, she came in with, a lot to learn, and has really taken advantage of her opportunity. And last night I was really pleased with her diligence on defense and just her tenacity on the boards and her aggressiveness. We did not have that all the way around, but really, you look for bright spots, and Tiana was certainly a bright spot. Some of our other players getting some minutes, Tacey Trammell, Shatori Major, again, other bright spots for us.
Lee Warmack, 13 of 14 from the free throw line, did a good job getting fouled, did a good job making her free throws too.
She did a good job. We've got to do a better job early on in the game of feeding her and getting her more opportunities. She didn't have an attempt last night in the first half. In the second half, obviously she gets herself to the free throw line. We talked about that at halftime, that we need to go inside against A&T, make their bigs defend us, and I think Leah's obviously doing a great job for us in the paint. And then, anytime you got a post player that can shoot that well from the free throw line, that's a great thing.
Just missed a school record there, as if she could have made that one free throw she missed, with 13 of 14.
Okay, I didn't know that.
A great job by Leah from the line stuff. Coach, we go to Vanderbilt today, play at Memorial Gymnasium, one of the more unique facilities in college basketball, a team that's always in the NCAA tournament, and so this will be a great experience for our kids to play against a team like Vanderbilt.
Oh, absolutely. Again, just like A&T, we want to schedule teams that are really going to challenge us. I think our kids will be excited for this opportunity today, and hopefully we'll go out and play great defense and execute on offense, and we'll take what we've learned from the North Carolina A&T experience and apply that to today's.
Coach, after that, it's all Big South Conference games, and just from what you can see, the Big South Conference, I know you've been focusing on A&T and Vanderbilt, et cetera, but I'm sure you see scores. Just what's your thoughts in the league so far?
Well, Mike, I think the positive thing about women's basketball in the Big South this year is there is a lot of parity. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There's a lot of inconsistency right now in play, and I don't know if that's because of the youth on some of our teams in the Big South. But really, on any given night, from top to bottom, I think you're going to see great games, great competition, and it'll be a really exciting opportunity for us. Picked 11th, and really, with the ability to obviously finish much higher than that.
Coach, after that Vanderbilt game, it's home for 3 straight games. We're glad to be at home for those 3 games, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. We start with Gardner-Webb, and they've been playing well. On that Saturday, I think the men then are playing Wilmington after us,
Right.
so hopefully we'll have a good crowd and, come back after Christmas break hungry.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for stopping on by. Happy holidays. All right, we'll have more of UNC Asheville Bulldog Update right after this timeout.
It's the best time of the year. It's time for UNC Asheville Bulldog basketball. UNC Asheville's legacy is what drives us and brings us to the dawn of a new era. Bring your family to watch exciting NCAA men's and women's basketball. Tickets are affordable. Get your tickets now because it's your city and your team.
If you sometimes take the long route just to see what you might discover, if you enjoy finding the art in science and the science in art, if you want to design a career and not just find a job, if you won't give up until you figure it out, then we have just the place for you. University of North Carolina, Asheville.
Welcome back to UNC Asheville Bulldog Update, and here's what's going on in Bulldog athletics. Kind of a light schedule this week as we celebrate the holiday season. UNC Asheville women's basketball team at Vanderbilt today, 12:30 starting time. And then we'll be in action next Saturday, December 28th, when a doubleheader at Kimmel Arena. UNC Asheville women host Gardner-Webb at 2 o'clock. Then the men's basketball team takes on UNC Wilmington at 4:30 as we welcome back former Bulldog head coach Eddie Beanbaugh and also Asheville native Buzz Peterson. Bulldogs and Seahawks at Kimmel Arena at 4:30. Both those games will be on My 40, but we want to see at Kimmel Arena. As tickets are now available at uncabulldogs.com or call 828-258-7900. That's going to do it for this week for UNC Asheville Bulldog Update. We'll see you next Saturday at Kimmel Arena. Have a great holiday season.